Hey everyone, in this video I'll show you two ways to fix damaged vinyl. In my case it is this brilliantly designed Monterey logo, and this is the first option. I'll show you how I did this. It's called a Pella patch. It's just a piece of sticky vinyl cut to shape. There is some technique here. You've got to heat it up to get it to stick right and make sure the vinyl is really clean. This is a Monterey M65. I ended up replacing this entire back bolster, and I ordered the replacement without their logos. It is the worst design. I have never had an embroidered logo pull through like this, but this is what Monterey chose to do. Anyway, need some alcohol, a heat gun, and then the actual Pella patch itself. First thing you want to do is cut a template, and then you'll be able to trace that template onto the Pella patch. This is what it looks like. You get it from Amazon. It's just a piece of rather thick vinyl with an adhesive backing that is heat activated. And that's it. That's really all there is to it. Let's skip to the application part. these over here have not split yet, but they will. And there was one right there, and there were two on the backs of these right here. And I had all of this replaced. And when I ordered it without the logo. They will do that for you. But it's just really a shame, because the alternative is that they use they embroider it, you know? C-Ray embroiders it. I don't know who else does this, but I'm gonna try to get some extra life out of it with this product. It's contact adhesive for fabric. It's supposed to be heavy duty. I've never done this before. I'm gonna tape it shut, and first I'm gonna clean it with some alcohol. So let's see if this works. I have no idea if it's going to work or not, but I hope it works. The alternative is to replace the whole thing, or at least replace this panel. I could probably have an upholstery shop unstitch this panel and replace it. I don't know if it matters, but this is 91% alcohol. It's a little more potent than just the rubbing alcohol. Usually keep it around, and I mostly did that so that the glue will stick. I'm sorry, not the glue, the tape. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is let's just test this here and see how much comes out. Oop, it's already coming out. Barely touched it. So this is like the consistency of silicone, which is what I was hoping for. And because it's cool and the temperature out here is pretty warm here in Florida, it's just oozing out. So I want to be careful with that. What I want to do, there's some plastic behind here which keeps the water out of the foam. And what I think I'm going to do is just load this up back here with glue. So all I'm doing is just kind of squirting some glue on the back, and I'm going to squirt some glue on the front. And I think what I'll do is squirt some glue back in here. And this is advertised to remain flexible. It smells like rubber cement, you know, it's got that chemical-y smell to it. Let's put the cap back on, and then what I'm going to do, and this is just because I think that this is probably a good idea, so you can see right there, it's like gooey. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right there, and I'm hoping that a little alcohol, this one's still wet, might take that right off. Which it does a little bit, not very good, but yeah, you gotta work at it and kind of scratch it with your fingernail. But fortunately, alcohol will loosen it and get it off. So that's a good sign and a bad sign, because obviously I want it to hold. But what I thought I would do is I put this glue down in here, and I'm just gonna squish it around, and hopefully the glue on the back of this thing, I really didn't put a lot of it. Hopefully I don't have another opportunity for this. I'm sure I will though. But anyway, my thought is that I'll be able to tape this shut like that. And I'm gonna clean the glue off with alcohol one more time. I don't know how long you have to work with this stuff, but it is a contact adhesive, so generally with contact adhesives, both sides set up and then it bonds to itself. So I'm guessing I do have some pretty decent amount of time to work with it. All right, so as you can see, I'm going to be able to seal this together. There we go. I think I need a little more product right there.
now that I have it like clearly on both sides, try to clean it one more time with the alcohol of the glue off of that gray area as I can, and you can feel it loosen with your finger. The alcohol loosens it up pretty quickly, so I'll be able to get most of it off. There we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do, can't really see through this tape, but I'm going to try to pull the vinyl like that. I've got a little bit of glue right there. A little bit of glue right here. And I'm hoping, see this glue right here? You can just take your fingernail, and while it's gummy like this, you can just scrape it off. And I can't see under the tape, but what I think I've accomplished is so here's what I think I've done. I think that I have pulled, kind of like a butterfly if you cut yourself. I think I've pulled these two pieces in. You can see how it's wrinkled just slightly right here. So what I'm going to do is take another piece of tape and just kind of give a little pull. Pull. All right, we'll see. What I think I've done is pulled this together, and I've got plenty of glue underneath the fabric to hold it together. According to this, it takes 24 hours to dry completely and 3 days. 24 hours to dry completely and 3 days to dry. So I'm going to leave this for 24 hours. Hopefully the tape doesn't leave a mark. Crazy fix. Crazy fix. We'll see how crazy it is. Okay, let's see if this was a complete waste of time or if this crazy glue actually worked. The great reveal. All right. So it definitely worked. You can see the tension across the fabric right here. Let me see if I can get you in even closer. Oop. There we go. So here's some tension there on the fabric, and it definitely worked. What I think I need to do is, number one, go inside and get some glasses so I can actually see it. Number two, I think I'll be able to, I might be able to just do it with my fingernail. So there is some of the cement that has oozed through. And I think that's all I'll need to do is just kind of oh yeah, it's just going to peel right off. So it's like rubbery. I don't want to pull it because I think what I'll do is pull it completely out. But it doesn't actually stick very well to the, yeah, see, I'm able to get my fingernail up under here. Oops. Yeah, I think this is going to work just fine. So what I'm going to do, there, see that? I can peel this up a little bit. And all I'm doing is using my fingernail to get it off of this slick M. And any that I did get on the vinyl, I can just rub off like adhesive. So now we're left with this like little strip of rubber almost. And what I think I can do, now that I've kind of gotten it off of the M, I think what I can do is very carefully take a razor blade. Let me try to show you a little closer here. I think what I can do is take a razor blade and very carefully cut this free. And I'll end up with just kind of a translucent seam right there. Take and pull this out and see if I can cut it, which I can. So that worked nicely. It's almost like cutting vinyl. There is a point of diminishing return here. You can nitpick this to death, but once you're satisfied that you've cut away as much of the vinyl, or the glue rather, you can consider yourself done. What I did was I cleaned it up as best I can, and now I'm just going to fill it with this stuff. After kind of, I don't know, fooling around with it, I guess, I can see that it is basically, it forms like a rubber, and I've put enough product under the vinyl to keep it together. So what I'm going to try to do now is just fill that seam. And you know, I really hate Monterey for this. I mean, this is an amazing boat. And they had, you know, they're still making this horrible logo that everybody says fails. And it's just like, God, why do you have to make something ghetto when you could just choose to fix it? Just choose to not make your logo like this. It's just so irritating. haven't used the boat in a while, as you can see from this mold. If you want to know how to remove that, it's really very simple. I use Clorox cleanup, and then I wash it with a citrus cleaner to neutralize the bleach, so the bleach doesn't eat away at the vinyl or the threads, specifically the threads. But this is what this looks like. It's got to be at least 4 months. It's ugly, but it isn't separating. You can't see the foam, and it's durable. So it definitely served its purpose to keep it from coming apart any worse. Ultimately, I do probably need to have this panel replaced, or this whole piece comes out. There's some screws back here, and there might be some screws up under here, but it's very simple. You take the screws out, and then I could bring that to an upholstery shop and have them replace either that panel or the whole thing. I don't know how they do it, but someday maybe I'll do that. Until then, this ugly monstrosity, it actually kind of brings me a little pleasure. If people look at the Monterey logo, they should be reminded that that is what you will end up with if you buy one of these eventually. That is my last little dig on the worst logo on the planet. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe. If you have comment, please leave it in the comments. I answer all my comments, and I hope you like this kind of stuff. See ya.